This podcast was produced under the authority of the Podcast Police, who may or may not have investigated the host and guests prior to broadcasting. Any unlawful statements will be investigated further and persecuted to the fullest extent of the podcast law.
Hey, and welcome back. It is the VOLife. After a week off, I'm Troy Holden. I'm glad you're joining me. My voice is a little rough today, and I'm going to blame the weather because it's been, 90 degrees every day, and this morning, Saturday morning, it's September 6th, it's 61 degrees, and it's almost afternoon. It's almost 12 o'clock. But it's 61 degrees, and we're having a little bit of rain. And I think this sudden change in the air has just got me a little rough in the throat. I've been gravelly for a couple of days. I've been able to put a little extra gravel in it, which, it's a good thing, I guess. But what happens next week if you book it and you can't do that again? So I've been kind of picky about what I've been doing. Hey, let's catch up real quick about everything that's been going on in the world of VO. I had been the week before at OVC, which is 2 weeks ago now. I guess I would have gotten back or been there, and enjoyed it immensely as always. I always enjoy presenting and meeting people that are new and talking about the business. And boy, you talk about horse, you'll talk yourself completely out of your voice if you're not careful. But I did my presentation called You Are Enough, talking about your authenticity, how to bring you to the game and not try to be somebody else. It's kind of basic. I try to get into, how I do that and some of the steps I had to take and what I went through to get there. And it's always fun to present, and the follow-ups after are always great. But the highlight of the whole thing was my buddy Charles Coates winning the Inspiration Award. I don't think I could have been any more moved if I had won a bunch of awards at the award show the night before. I was only nominated in one category with Deanna Johnston, and we didn't win. But to see the other 6 nominations and to hear the one that did win, I'm like, wow, we did really good to be picked as one of the 7, because it was deep water, and I'm really, really humbled by that, because I don't produce very many demos at all, and when I do, I try to do a good job on it. But I've basically only done it for people I know or friends, and I've not really, I talked about doing it at one time, but I think I want to stay out of that deep water also, and it's not something I want to be quote unquote known for. I really would like to go under the radar and just work, and a lot of the work I do is not glamorous work. It's not a national ad. It's not this or that, but it pays the bills, and sometimes I think I just want to work and not do a podcast and not have to do a lot of the stuff I do extra. But that would take a lot of the fun out of it, and it would also take a lot of the giving back out of it. So anyway, again, congrats to Charles. If you know him, you know why he got this. If you don't, you need to get to know him, and you will. One of my impressions or takeaways from the conference this year was I saw a lot of new faces at the awards thing, people winning that I didn't know who they were, had not heard their name before. And I like that, because I know there are tons of people in VO that are out there killing it, and I don't know who they are. And, and they're doing extremely well. They're just not in the groups, or they don't post stuff, or you don't know who they are. And again, that's that wake-up call that you don't have to be well-known. You don't have to be this, that, or the other. You just got to get out there and book the work and hit the home runs. All right, so let's get into business for a few minutes. I'm going to keep this short and sweet. Fourth quarter's coming up. September's off to a start. By the time this comes out, the month is a third of the way over. Then we have October, November, December. December, it can be a quick month, a short month, but it can be a very busy month. typically we see October, November, December as pretty good months. Will that happen this year? I don't know. This year's been a little different. July was really slow for a lot of people. I had a really good July. August was way slow for a lot of people. I had a fair August. I equaled or went a little over what I did last year, but for the year, I'm ahead of last year by a decent amount, and I'm very, very pleased with that. But I want to lay the plans now to set the end of the year up to be really, really successful. So that means I want to ramp up some of my marketing, maybe more frequently between now and the end of October, where I may have done something every 3 months. I may do something every 6 or 8 weeks, just to finish out the year and hopefully put my name in front of the right people. If they have a project coming, they will see my name, hopefully reach out, and we'll get it done. This past week, I did have a client I had not heard from in 2 years reach out and give me some work. I've done work twice with them before, in 2021 and 2022. Had not heard anything until this year. So you got to keep sending those emails. Marketing is the second highest rejection thing you're going to deal with in voice acting. Auditions will probably be number one and marketing number two. And it is what it is. It's the business we're in. Now, let me say this. If you will work hard and lay your plans out in September to make the last quarter good, I think it's a good idea. I really do. I think the extra marketing, the extra reach outs, because, we got holidays coming. You've got Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, a lot of, small mom and pops. People are having sales and events around that. There's a lot going on. It's football season. All that's rolling now. There's a lot going on with that, which means there's more broadcasts. There should be more commercials. There should be more this and that. So get your name out there in front of the right people. Back to marketing. Why don't we cold call anymore much? I think we're so used to the automation of emails and the hands-off of emails, and they're not going to hang the phone up in my ear. Well, you know what? I don't think I've ever had that happen where somebody just got mad at me and hung up on me. I have had people say, I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't call back. It's just not something we need, and that's fine. I like a yes a lot, but I don't mind a no, because at least I know it's a no. It's the ones you never hear from that you worry about. But cold calls are a great way to get past the iciness of an email. I don't care how nicely you write your emails. They're distant and they're cold. I mean, they just are. But at least with a cold call, they hear your voice. They know you're a friendly person. This is what I sound like. This is what I would bring to your brand or your product. And I think that gives you a really big opportunity, if they are a good buyer, a for real buyer, for you to put yourself in front of them for the first time. Why not? What we do all the time is try to get people to believe in our authenticity and how we sound. I'm pretty authentic when I'm on the phone with somebody. It's me. They're not going to get, well, hey, how you doing? This is Troy, the voice actor from Tennessee. No, they're just going to get what you're hearing here. So don't rule out cold calls. I think you should start with 5. Do 5 cold calls, just one a day during the week. Here's the thing, though. After you do the first one, the second one's a lot easier. The third one's way easier. 4th one, 5th one, 6th one, they just get easier. And then you're not really thinking about the rejection. You're just hoping to get to talk to somebody. And you're doing the work. Nothing wrong with doing some cold calls. What are some examples of good, effective cold calls? Well, I do this, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but this is one thing I do. I look for collectives where I can call one place and possibly there be an impact on several places. So, for instance, and I'm going to use automotive as an example, you call a dealership group that is close to you. Let's call it Tater's Automotive. And Tater has a Chevy dealership. Tater has a Nissan dealership about 40 miles away. And Tater has let's say they own a Honda motorcycle place. Tater's well-diversed. When I call them, I'm not going to ask for their business. I'm going to call and ask to speak to the marketing manager who does their advertising, handles their marketing. I want to know from that marketing manager, hey, who do you guys use to make your spots? I'm not a producer or an ad agency. I just wondered who you guys used. Why do you ask? Well, I'm a voice actor and I do a lot of automotive spots, and I'm trying to find more production companies that are doing automotive. It's kind of hard to find them. And I really appreciate your help if you could tell me who you guys use. I'm not trying to sell him anything. I'm trying to get information. He can help me. A lot of times people love to help you. And if I get the right person on the phone, I always get the information. They will always give it to me. I've never had one person say, I just can't tell you that. Sorry, I can't tell you. It's hard to get to the right person sometimes because people don't, I'm the same way, so I can't say it's wrong. They look at their phone, they don't know the number, and they don't answer. That's not Aunt Billy. I'm off today, I told you. It's not Aunt Billy or Uncle Kate. No, it's not Aunt Kate or Uncle Billy. I don't know who that is. They can just go to voicemail. And I do leave a message, but I don't usually hear back, and I have to call back again. But you really want to talk to the marketing manager. Do the same thing with, furniture stores, anything where they're making local commercials. You hear them on the radio. Call and ask. Could I speak to somebody in your marketing department? They're like, that's backwards. It's usually people want to talk to a sales guy, on the floor. And the marketing person there may be the owner. It may be the brother-in-law of the owner or whatever. But I ask that same question. Hey, I've heard your spots on the radio. I was just wondering if you could tell me who does those for you. What are you using, an agency, a production company, or could you tell me who does that? Why do you want to know? Well, I'm a voice actor, and I just need to know. Yeah, no, but you can use that same spiel of why you need to know. It's an avenue for you then to find a production house that does those type spots, and now you can go to them. As long as you know the name of the production company and maybe the town, that's all you need to know, you can go do the rest of the legwork. They don't have to give you names or phone numbers. If they do, that's great, but they don't. Anyway, that's your hint for the week. Cold calls are not dead. You should try it. And I'll tell you, once you start doing it, it kind of becomes easier and easier, and you kind of like it more than emails because you feel like you're making progress. What I do is I use just a steno pad in front of me. I'll write down who I called and the information I got from them, if any, and I'll go back and follow up in that steno pad and check everything off and move stuff into my my CRM if I picked up a lead or something worth using. And that way, I'm just making my notes of the website, address, phone number, whatever, and then when I go to put it in, I got all my information. But, cold calling. Why not? Let's do it. If you'll do one a day, I will. How about that? You're not going to really check on me, though, are you? No, I'm not. I tell you what, I've got another thing on my mind, and then I'm done, and we're going to move on. I'm pretty sure I'm going to move the podcast to twice a month. I think I'm going to try to do like the first and third week of the month because there's always a first and third week. I don't know what day I'll release it. I don't know details yet, but I'm trying to reorganize it and get into some different types of work strategies. And one of those is due to the reason of having to shoot quite a bit of UGC video. And I'm not going to say I'm so covered up I don't have time for anything else. That's not what I'm trying to say. Is that I'm trying to make sure there is time. And it does take a little more time to film it, to edit it. Sometimes they want the files chopped up. Some clients don't care. Give me one big long file. Don't even edit anything. We'll do the editing. I'm like, okay, I love those, but they're not all that way. But what I'm just trying to do is reorganize as I go into next year. And it doesn't hurt to start early, for the final quarter of this year. And that way you're building those habits going into the new year. So that's one of the things I'm probably going to do, because as we edge up on 200 episodes, a lot of stuff's been covered. And unless a trend changes or something's changing, there's only so many subjects, right? So what I want to do is have more time to plan, to have, more guests on the show, and to have 2 weeks or so in between to be making notes for what I want to do in the next podcast, or if there's something going on, in social media related to voiceover, or you're hearing something, I can put that in my notes and try to touch on it when the time comes, instead of scrambling on Saturday to throw something together to release Monday just because it's Monday and that's when you put it out. I don't want to become that guy. So anyway, that's where I'm leaning, is twice a month, probably first and third week, and I'll finalize all that by the end of this month and probably start it in October. All right. Hey, I'm going to cut it right there. Congrats again to Charles Coates, winner of the Inspiration Award at One Voice Conference. Congrats to all the nominees who had a nomination. If you had a nomination, you won. You really did something huge if you had a nomination. To the winners, holy smokes, congrats to you, because the voting panel was tough. That was one of the best assembled group of people to vote that I've seen, I think, or that I can remember in the past 3 to 4 years. Anyway, congrats, everybody, myself included. Hey, I'm very happy with that nomination. Did I send more stuff in? Yeah, but I didn't make the cut this year. Last year was different. I had the material I had was a lot better. But anyway, proud to be a part of that community, proud to be a part of your voiceover climb as you listen to the VOLife. Hey, we'll probably catch you here in another week. I've already got notes for next time, and I'll be working on that, and then we'll go from there, like I said, into October, into the twice a month thing, which I think is plenty. I think it's plenty, don't you? Sure you do. All right, have fun out there. Do not get GAS syndrome like I have, gear acquisition syndrome. It's the worst thing you can ever have. It's almost as addictive as whatever else is bad for you, coffee, caffeine, nicotine, whatever. If it's harder than that, we don't talk about it here. And good luck not having that. And if you have questions about the voiceover industry, you have questions about equipment, you have questions about anything, just write to me, Troy, at troyholdenvoices.com, and I'll get back to you usually pretty quickly. And if I don't know, I'll send you to someone who does, and that I trust. And I think that's the way we should all do it. We should have those, quote, affiliates or associates that we trust, that we share with others. Everybody have a good one. Hoping that the weather is good wherever you are. Hoping it kind of warms up just a little bit here, because 61 is kind of cool. But I don't know. It's okay. It's okay. Maybe we'll get through this, and we've got, the fall season to go through with our throats and our voices. So good luck to everybody, because I know it's different parts of the country. Hey, we'll catch you next time right here on the VOLife.
And that's another episode of the VOLife. Thanks for dropping in and hanging on. The VOLife was brought to you by VOInbox.com.
The marketing tool that gives you back something others don't. Make an investment in your marketing that not only cultivates clients, but gives you back time.
If you are a professional voice actor and you need to up your direct email marketing game, VOInbox might be for you.
Reach out to Troy in an email to get 25 leads free with your paid subscription. Send that email to troy@troyholdenvoices.com.
Need to talk about building your VO business? You can schedule time with Troy on his website in half-hour or full-hour sessions. There's even a free 15-minute consult available, all on the website at troyholdenvoices.com.
Thanks for being here, and join us again next week on the VOLife.